Hey, hello everyone. It's Sunday night and welcome to our fun little community of chatty crafters here on a Sunday night. I'm just looking at the comments, so you'll see my eyes kind of off this way for a second while I try and catch up with everyone. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Margaret. Oh, I'm glad you got your Paddington and Tegan with you though. That's good. Okay, I think I'm going through. We've got two Margarets. Hello, Margaret Griffith and Margaret Gordon. Watching Lego Masters. That's one of our favourites here as well. I have a Mego obsessed 17-year-old. He has been obsessed with Lego for years and years, and he still loves it. And yes, we watch Lego Masters too. I would say it's probably one of the most wholesome shows on television, but it's actually a lot of fun. We really like it. Okay. Oh, happy birthday to your doggy, Donna. Well done. So she'll be 12 years old tomorrow. Happy birthday. Margaret said the same. Hey, Jenny, nice to see you. Hey, Jean. Hi there. Oh, thank you. Jean says she's looking forward to our warm and inspiring group. Well, I hope we're warm and inspiring. We'll do our best. Oh. Hey, Cindy, how are you doing? Oh, it's wet over there in the Barossa Valley. It's such a beautiful part of the world, though. It's almost okay even when it rains. Hey, Nairi, nice to see you. Hey, Denise. Hi, Joan. We've got such a nice group of people. Hey, Anita, Glenda, Elizabeth. Hello. All right. So I'm going to not probably say hello to absolutely everyone. I think I've done okay, and we've got most of you so far. If I have missed your name, my apologies, please. Hey there, Kay. All right, I'm going to switch over to the desk and let's get going. Here we go. Oh, there's my arm and there's my desk. All right. So first up, probably should have left my face on for this bit. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who ordered from the sale this week. It was a fantastic sale, really, really great. I've never seen one quite that good across such a wide variety of things in a very long time. And it was great to have, lots of people getting in touch and asking about things, what was on sale, what wasn't, and I hope that everyone got the bargain they wanted. So that was great. That finished on Friday. The next thing that I think we're going to have now, though, is the retiring list. The retiring list has actually been announced a little early, even though the discounted items don't go on sale until the 1st of December. I put the retiring list up on my VIP group today. If anyone needs a copy of that and you're not in the VIP group, you've got two choices. You can join the VIP group if you're in Australia, or if you're not, that's okay. Just send me a little message or like a private message, and I'll get you a copy of it if you don't already have one. So the thing is, it's good to be prepared, right? So when the 1st of December rolls around, you know which items are going to be on there that you need to get a hand on before they sell out. And sometimes the retired lists, they can be quite frenzied as people get the items that they want. It's hard to know. But when I looked at the list, I noticed that there are quite a few things that are not on sale. Okay, so there's actually, when I look at the list, let me just look at it again. I've got it here on my computer. I'd say there's more things on sale than are not, but there are probably a little less than half are not on sale. And with that in mind, it doesn't hurt for you guys to know about them, because if they're not going to be on sale, you might as well get them now if you know the things that you want, and that way you'll be sure to get hold of them before they sell out. Okay, so if there is something on the list, I'm going to go through a few of the items that are not on sale, and I would strongly suggest that you get them now. In some cases, for example, this one, I may use this one for our second card. I still haven't 100% decided, but I think I'm going to use this one. I really like this set, and I'm a little bit sad it's going, but I don't get too sad about retired items, simply because it means it makes way for lots of beautiful new things. And some of you probably saw I showed the outside of this. I can't show you just yet what's on the inside, But for anyone who was at On Stage last weekend, we got to see the new mini catalogue. This one, as you can see, starts in January, goes through to April. Anyone notice it's a shorter time span? They're changing up some of the things that are happening with the calendar. So instead of going from January to June, it's going to go January to April. The new annual catalogue will come out in May, which means that then we have a bit more time with the annual catalogue before the next mini comes out in later in the year. So both the minis, instead of going for 6 months, are only going to go for 4. And the holiday mini, or the Christmas mini, some people call it, which before used to start in July, won't start until a little bit later. It'll be more like, I think it's September, but it'll be a little later than it has been. So that's good and bad. That means that if you need Christmas things before then, you'll be getting them from the annual catalogue. But also, you know, it challenges us a little bit. It means that we're not competing as much. I think it's going to be better because we're not competing between the mini and the annual. We'll be able to concentrate on one at a time, which will be really, really good. Oh, that's a good question. Margaret's asking how your stall went. Oh, you got an order on the Sunday. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. We like that, right? Oh, yes, Jean, I know. Quite a few people did that. As Jean said, she went nuts buying the standalone dies that were on sale. So my advice to everyone was to not buy bundles anyway, to buy them on their own, because that way you got the bigger discount. It was much better to do that because you got 20% off dies in the sale. Now, for some of the items that are on the retiring list, they are up to 60% off in the retiring list. So that is going to be an amazing retiring sale. We have got some items. There's items, when I look at the list, there are items at a whole range of different price points. So there are some for 30, 40, 50, and 60% off. So, and 20% as well. So some of the items, for example, if I look at the one that this sweet gingerbread, now this sweet gingerbread stamp set is not on sale, okay? However, the dies are going to be on sale, so it's worth waiting. So you could get this by itself and then worth waiting to get the dies, which is actually going to be better than the bundle price. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? Goodness me, I hope it does. So I'm just looking right now. Where is the sweet gingerbread? Okay, so if I look at my holiday catalogue, which is this one, this is the one that's currently running. All right, and if I look for the sweet gingerbread stuff, let's have a little look. So the sweet gingerbread set is here. It says on page 20. I'm going to find it. The list is alphabetical. Oh, no, it isn't. It's by page number. I thought it was alphabetical. That's where I'm running into trouble. All right, so this is the set. All right, and it's a really cute set, and it's got really cute dies with the little fence and the snowy hills, and yeah, all the bits to cut out, all the different little pine trees and all sorts of fun stuff that's in the stamp set. So really, really cute little set. But the dies, let me have a quick look. So like I said, it's page order. The dies are going to be, the gingerbread house dies are going to be 60% off. So you'd be better off, if you want that bundle, buy this one now if you want to, or you can wait. If you wait, just understand that if you don't get in quickly on the 1st of December, you may have issues with things running out of stock. But this die set's going to be 60% off. So I don't recommend you buy the bundle now. I recommend you wait until the 1st of December to get the dies. Go ahead and buy the sweet gingerbread stamp set now if you want to. That way you're sure to get it. But the dies, oh my goodness, what a good deal that is. So 60% off, and in Australia they're 81 to begin with. So they'll be less than half. That's going to be such a good deal. So yeah, it's kind of interesting because we know ahead of time what the list is going to be. It allows us to plan a little bit. So does that make sense to everybody, what I'm saying? There are some items that are definitely worth. Oh, Susan, that's great. You sold 100 cards. How good is that? And they all had the SU copyright stamp on them. Oh, that's really, really good. Did you enjoy yourself? Because I quite like sitting on a beautiful day. It's lovely sitting on a market stand and talking to people as they go by and establishing all those lovely new relationships. It's really cool. Hey, Cherie, nice to see you tonight. Hey, Robin. Hi. Oh, and Donna said she got her sale ordered today as well. That's really cool. I don't get anything on a Sunday. My Australia Post people absolutely do not deliver on a Sunday. So, all right. Now, before I go too far, and while I remember, speaking of next weekend is our craft along. That's on Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. For those of you who are over in the US, that's going to be a better time slot for you because I know these evening ones that I do on a Friday and a Sunday night are in the middle of the night for you. But it's going to be much, much, much better because it's going to be earlier in the day. So instead of 7:30 at night, it'll be 5.5 hours earlier at 2 p.m. Okay, so hopefully that will suit you guys really, really well. Hey there, Chris. Nice to see you. Hey, Ellen. Nice to see you there. I was just talking about the new retiring list. And now I've just sort of segued into my craft along next weekend. So next weekend, we are doing, my theme this month is magical masking. And I'm going to be showing you how to make a beautiful layered card. So that'll be 2 p.m. next Saturday afternoon. I have yet to post the photo of all the supplies. So there was a few that went in the mail on Friday and the rest are going out tomorrow by priority. So you should get them in the next few days and you'll definitely have them in time for next weekend. So that'll be good. But it's got all the pieces to make the card with me that I'll be making. Now, how do you get a pack? You order the previous month. So anyone who orders this month in November is going to get the supply pack to make my December project. People who ordered last month in October are getting the supply pack to make this month's one, and that's the one we're making next weekend. So as well as that, people who've placed orders not only get the supply pack, they also get all the tutorials for all the different cards I'm going to be showing on the video. Okay, so you'll get all together the one we do live and then another 5 or so. Okay, different techniques, different ways of using masking in your cards. And masking is a really fun technique. So I'm excited to show that to you, and I'm really hoping that you're going to enjoy it as well. For those of you who do not have the supply pack coming, I just will let you know that we're going to be using the Majestic Mountain dies, okay, to create our beautiful layered look. And if you don't have those, I can show you another way of creating mountains in a similar idea. But it'll just be a little bit different and we'll do that a little different way. The other thing I'm using is I'm using our gorgeous masking paper. Okay, so I'll be showing you lots of different ways to use the masking paper in your creations. So you'll need blending brushes and a mix of pinks and purples in your inks. Okay, so I hope that's useful information. Anyone who wants to see more information, I'm going to be putting, so I'm trying to straighten up my desk. I'm going to be putting up my all the supplies that you might need if you don't already have a supply pack coming. I'll put up the supplies you'll need on my blog over the next 24 hours. Okay, so I hope that's useful to everybody. All right, it is more the merrier. That's right, Donna. Absolutely. There were a lot of new people last month. So yeah, I'm hoping that that'll happen again. I definitely hope that that will happen again. All right, so let's look at these. I've pulled out some of the sets that are going to be retiring that are not on sale, which means you can get them now if you want to, but at least now you can plan and you know that they're going to be retiring. Sweet Gingerbread is one. The gorgeous Sun Kiss set. Now this to me is a nice Australian Christmas set because you've got one down here that says Sunny Seasons Greetings. Now that speaks Southern Hemisphere Christmas to me, so I think that's pretty cool. And this is a nice little set if you're looking for a Christmas set that works well in our Southern Hemisphere weather season. Splendid Thoughts is going, guys, and I believe the matching dies. If anyone has any questions, I have got the list. Also, I put the list on my VIP group today, so if you're in that group, you can also download the list there as well. The Designer Treat stamp set is going to be going, once again, not on sale, but is going to be retiring. Sometimes sets don't need to be on sale. Stampin' Up knows they're going to sell on sale or not because they've been really popular very often. Brightest Beauty is another. This is a bit of a favorite of mine. The dies are going to be going as well. The dies will be on sale though. Let me double check that before I give you too much information about that. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Let me quickly find it. Brightest Beauty. And so the dies that match this are called the Golden Beauty dies, and they're going to be 20% off. Okay, and then the stamp set, this one, is not marked down. Okay, This one is going to be a favorite for a lot of people. As you might remember, there is no dies that match this in our mini catalogue, but there were dies that go with this one that were in our celebration offering. And I know some of you have those dies, so hopefully that means you have the stamp set as well. But just in case you don't, yeah, this is a great little set, and it's not going to be on sale, but I expect this one to go quite quickly because this has been a super popular set, the Trees for Sale. Okay, and I really liked the samples that they put in this catalog as well for this one. So Trees for Sale, it's on page 39. Let's have a quick look and see, they have all these lovely little like non-traditional colors. And as I'm actually doing with my team at the moment, we're doing a non-traditional Christmas card challenge, and we've had some really great entries, and I've seen these kind of colors pop up a couple of times, you know, Coastal Cabana, Polish Pink, Pool Party, those kind of colors have been making appearances, and I think they look so good together. Not traditional Christmas, but they look so good. And then you can see also, you know, you've got the little string of lights hanging up here, and the little trees in the background that says Trees for Sale on the sign. So really cute. It's actually very easy to cut out the Trees for Sale, and you can even cut out other things like the doggy and so forth. If you don't have the dies, it's still a great set to use by itself, but you can't buy the dies unless you happen to score them some other way. These were a celebration item, but the stamp set is a standalone. Okay, really, really cool set. And what page is that? Page 39. I'm almost positive these are not on sale. Funny, trees on sale. Trees for Sale is not on sale. Does that make sense? I know what I mean. Yep, it's not on sale. It's $39 here in Australia, and it's the same price as what's in the catalogue. So if you're in New Zealand, what is it there? I'm missing Michelle. Michelle's my New Zealand girl that's usually here. I think she's still away. Trees for Sale in New Zealand is $47. Yep, same price. Okay, so anyway, that's how that goes. This one I'm a little bit sad. Window Wishes is going, guys, and this is, as you know, one of my favorites. I've really loved using this one. And the other one that's going, Leaves of Holly. All of these are not going to be on sale, but some of the other components like the papers or the dies may be. Okay, so go and check out that retired list. I think it's a really, really good sale. Like I said, up to 60% off. It's fantastic. All right. So how this works, for anyone who's wondering, everything you see me using, absolutely everything is available for purchase. Okay, so I only use things that you can actually buy, and you can do that through my online store. To find the online store, if you're on Facebook, there's a big blue button that says Shop Now. And if you're not on Facebook, you can go to my blog. I'm just pop the address on the bottom of the screen right now for you. It's lhiggins.blogspot.com. And when you go there, there is a Shop Now button over on the right-hand side, and you can go in there and also shop in the store. So the store, you just click on the items you want. If you want to, you can do a search if you're looking for something specific, or you can go into the different areas. You can, go into kits, or you can go into different types of products. There's all sorts of fun stuff in there. All right, so if you are interested in having a little look at the online store, that's where you'll find it. So I'll get rid of the banner so it doesn't distract too much. And let's hide that. All right, well, now that I've pulled all these out, I was thinking about Sweet Gingerbread because that was the first one I looked at. And now I'm thinking maybe I should use Trees for Sale. What do you guys think? What would you like to see? What do we think? Has anyone got a favorite they would like me to play with? I might post some of them, but that's in a private group, the non-traditional group cards. So that's our team group, and some of them probably will post their cards on their own public profiles and so forth. Now, who said first? Which one? I know, I thought Splendid Thoughts would stick around a bit longer too. That surprised me as well. But, yep, you missed out on the mountain dies. The mountain dies are still available, Donna. They're not retiring. They're in our annual catalogue. Is that the ones you mean? Let me have a quick look. Unless they just sold out since I looked last. I know that the Stylish Shapes dies sold out, which was a bit sad. Let me see. Majestic Mountain is the name of the dies. Here they are. Those ones. Those ones there. Let me have a look. Did you say they're out of, are you telling me they're out of stock? Because if they are, then I need to let you know that. There's not much point in me telling you to grab them if they're out of stock. Those are $63 here in Australia, those ones. Let me have a quick look. So I can go into a little bit on the demonstrator website that tells me what is actually, yeah, the only ones you can't order right now are the Cracker and Treat Box dies and the Stylish Shape dies, okay? That is the only one. Let me see. And yeah, the mountain dies are definitely available. They are definitely available. So unless you're, no, you should be in Australia. So yep, they should be available. All right. So shall we have some fun with our trees for sale? This is just such a pretty set and it's so easy to use. And I'm thinking I might not go with white tonight. I'm thinking I'm going to pick another color, such as, let's go Sahara Sand. Sahara Sand is a nice neutral that I use a lot. And like I said, I'm going to make it up as I go and see what happens. So I'm going to cut this. I'm deciding, we'll cut this at 14.3 by 10, which is card front size. For those of you not in Australia, that's 4 inches by, I think it's 5 1/4 is the size that you'd be working with. All right. And then we get to choose what green we would like. And I'm a big fan of Mossy Meadow, so I'm going to pull in my Mossy Meadow and open that up. And I'm going to come back so I can actually see what I'm doing on the screen. Both. Well, I could do both actually, but the reason why I didn't was because I was going to do a framed Florets, this one, as my second card. And the reason why is because, hang on a second, there's beeping. I think someone's left the fridge door open. Oh, it stopped. No, it hasn't. I might have to go in a second. I think my son's left the fridge door open and, you know, that's never a good thing. Oh, dear. All right, so I'm going to do, this is the biggest tree, and it's the solid tree. And I'm going to do a smaller one. So I'm going to go with a smaller block. So let's pull these out. And then I'll just start with those 2, and then we'll see if we need a third size. But then I've got a detailed, I like a detailed one that's going to match up with this one, and a detailed one that's going to match up with this one. All right, so I've got 2 different size trees, and then these 2 are the details that go on top. So let's see how that goes. Yep, he's come out. He's turned off the beeping. The beeping stopped. So yay. Hey, Cheryl, nice to see you. I know, right? The Stylish Shapes did not surprise me that those went. I'm going to stamp off, and I'm going to also, while I think of it, pop a piece of mat, a piercing mat under here because I need a bit more cushion. And then I'm going to start with, this right here in the middle, more or less, but down a little bit towards the bottom. Okay. And then do I want to have, I will actually, I'm going to stamp this off again. You can see how dark the green is. And then when I slightly lower. And don't worry that there's a bit of, like, it's a bit of fuzziness here for that. That does not matter at all. And then I'm actually going to use my detail first and then come in with my smaller tree. So I'm going to put some detail. This time I'm not stamping off. I hope you can see it looks really nice, and that's why it doesn't matter about this bit of shading, because it kind of gets covered up by the detail. It's just really, really lovely. Every time I stamp this set, I'm blown away by how nice it looks. And then I'm going to come down with a little guy here. Okay, and then some detail. I mean, how nice is that? Just super, super easy. That's what I like about this set. It's easy to use. We love it for that reason, right? All right, so I'm thinking, do we want to we have lots of choices. I'm thinking that this might be, it's not long enough, so I'm actually not going to do that. We've done similar cards to this before, but you know, they're always a little bit different. It's nice using a non-white background too, because it's going to give us a little bit more interest. And I'm going to bring in a blending brush, and let's go. I'm thinking Night of Navy, which is a really good. But I might start, I'm going to move my mat. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to do Night of Navy, but I think I'm going to start with Balmy Blue. I want to start with a lighter blue, and then I can add some darker. It's easier to start light and then add your dark later. But if you go dark to start with, then your light's not going to show up so well, if that makes sense. So we're going to create a bit of interest in the sky here. Now, I think I'd like a moon. I think that might be nice. What do you guys think? Well, do we like a moon? I'm deciding. The only thing is, because I'm not using white as my background, my moon's going to be the color of this. It's not going to be the color of white unless I stick it on over the top, which is a possibility. I could maybe do that. But because I've already got the trees, that's going to make it a little trickier. So I'm wondering, have I got, in my bag of tricks here, have I got a circle? I'm wondering if I have a circle. I'm trying to avoid having to cut one. I should just cut one. I know that sometimes I just don't want to, but I may have to. I'm looking for a smallish circle, one that's not too big. I've got lots of big ones, but not very many small ones. This one's a bit big, I think. Or maybe not. What do you think? Do you think that one is too big? I think maybe it's bigger than bigger than I had in my mind. So maybe that's what we have to do. I might just have to cut one. All right, let me move these out of the way. I'm going to close them up for a second so I don't stick my elbow in them. And you know I will, right? And I'm going to move my trees out of the way. Okay, so I decide I want to add more trees, and let's move our new catalogue out of the way as well. All right. And I'm going to move that. All right, so I know where everything is. And why is everything crooked? Because it just is, right? Trying to get it centered and a little bit straighter. Is that better? A bit better. There we go. That's not too bad. All right, so I'm going to bring my cut and emboss machine in. I should be using the mini cut and emboss. Why am I not doing that? Silly me. I have one, you know. I'm going to move it. The mini's much better on my desk for the purpose of, first of all, it's a lot lighter. Much lighter. And it's also really good because it fits more easily on the desk and you guys can see what's going on. Much easier. Right? So I've got my base plate. That's why it says number 1 here. And that goes down first. And then I've got these clear plates, and they both say number 2. So they're going to be next. So I've got one here, and then I'm going to have the second one. I've got a piece of, do you know what I'm going to use? I've got some masking paper right here. And masking paper is going to feature prominently in next weekend's magical masking class that I'm doing on the Saturday afternoon. If you're in Australia, it'll be 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon Sydney time. Okay, so I'll be here, YouTube, and also I'll be on Facebook. So wherever you normally watch me, you can watch me there again. Okay, so I'm going to pop that here. Now this is masking paper, and you'll see there's a split in the paper at the back, so you can easily peel that off. All right, so because we want to stick it. So I'm going to grab my layering circles, guys, that I did not plan to use, but I need to have a small circle. So let's have a little look at my, you can see I've got them all here, and I'm going to use this little guy. This will be a good size. There we go. And I'm going to run that through. I'm going to put my top plate on. And then we're just going to roll that through. Now I purposely put it in the middle because I wanted to put it over the split. Okay, and I'll show you why. Let's move that. We'll probably need it again a little bit. Okay, but I've put this over this split. Okay, because now the back peels off really easily because it was split down that middle. So I'm actually going to put this right here on top of this tree. All right, because I want the tree to end up in front of the moon. So even though this is going to end up Sahara sand color, it's still going to be effective. You'll still be able to get the same kind of an idea. All right, so I've got my, you do have to think backwards with masking. So you always stamp the thing you want in front first. And that is exactly right. Sometimes it catches you out because, like you said, you have to think backwards. All right, so I'm going to go straight over the top of that piece. And because it's sticky on the back, it just sticks there really, really easily. I love masking paper. Who else has been using masking paper? Anyone else? So I'm colouring my sky. Now something else, little tip for you, when you're masking a sky, if you've got something stamped, you don't have to go all the way down in between the trees. It actually is a really nice effect if you have a little bit of lightning near the, when I say lightning, I don't mean lightning like a storm, I mean lightening, getting lighter right near the top of whatever it is that you're showing, and it looks like it highlights it more. Like it's the same with, like, if you're doing a sunset or a sunrise, you have a little bit of getting lighter, so you stop your blending a little bit short of the horizon, and it's going to lighten the whole thing up. Okay, so I hope that that's, well, hopefully, Susan, if you're not feeling very confident with the masking technique, if you watch next Saturday, you may start to feel that you can stretch your masking wings, because my aim is to try and give you some really great tips on how to get great masking results. Okay, and I'm going to have some really good video tips for you. That is the plan. All right, so this time I'm coming in with my darker color, my navy, and I'm not going to go down as far as I did the first time, because I still want some of that lighter color sort of near the tops of the trees. You see I'm sort of coming over about halfway over my moon. We're going to come in and just do that very top edge. I'm not even coming down hardly at all now, just the edges. All right, and you'll see me do this again next week with a moon on the project that we're going to be doing. And like I said, we're going to be doing layers of masking, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's going to look really great. Now that we've got this like this, I'm actually thinking I might actually want to go to the edges with my trees. I think I do. And I'm going to do the smaller ones. And I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow again, but I'm going to stamp off twice. Okay. Oh, I'll do that again. 1, 2. And then I'm going to have a little one, so a little bit lower. And I probably could have got the smaller tree again, and that would have looked fine as well. But I want this one to be really light. All right, so let's do it again. I'm going to stamp off twice. And then I just want them to sort of come right to the edges there. And I'm going to do the smaller detail as well, but this time I'm going to stamp it off because I want this tree to kind of be fading into, I don't know, a mist or something. It's a very fun technique, this kind of thing. Just give it a go, Sean. It's just cardstock. So don't worry about, the color or anything. Try it and see what you think. And if you don't like it, it's only a piece of cardstock. So don't worry. All right. Now I feel like what do I want to have here in the ground in the front? I think maybe we could do a little doggy because that might be nice. We've also got the trees for sale sign. And maybe I may do a little bit of blending at the bottom here as well, but I'm thinking I may go with the color that we've used here, which is Sahara Sand. So I want it to be kind of less noticeable at the bottom. So I'm grabbing another blending brush. And this one's been used for a color like this, either Sahara Sand or possibly grey granite, but I think it's close enough. And let's pick up some Sahara Sand. And I'm going to start at the bottom here, and I'm going to go from the bottom, and I'm just going to come across, and it's kind of going to unify the whole thing, if that makes sense. I do love a good bit of scene building. I think outdoor scenes are my favorite things to create. There's something really fun about them. Landscapes and different types of scenery just floats my boat. Anybody else? You don't sound dumb at all, not even a little bit. No, you don't need to. No, anyone can watch, Susan. You don't be confused, and that's okay. So how it works, I'm going to go live next Saturday at 2 o'clock, and anyone can watch, okay? If you ordered the supplies, if you placed an order with me last month, you also get the supplies from me to make the class. And people who order this month are going to get the supplies for next month's class. So I'm always working kind of a month ahead or a month behind. Which way am I? I'm not sure. But how's this looking? Are we starting to get a nice scene going here? Okay. Now, if I take this off, actually, maybe I should do it at the end. I'll do it at the end for the big reveal. How about that? Now, I'm thinking, shall we do trees for sale and a puppy dog, or shall we just do a puppy dog or just do trees for sale? I don't know. What do you think? Puppy dog's really cute. Shall we put him here? I'm going to do him on a piece of white, I think. Let me find a little bit of white. Had a bit a moment ago, didn't I? Did anyone see what I did with it? It's all right. I'll just use this great big piece here and cut it down. And I think I'm going to do him in soft suede. The puppy, trees for sale, says Cindy. Both says, I think we're going to end up with both. So everyone's going to be happy, really, including me. So there we go. We've got our puppy dog. Now, my apologies. There is no die for this big one unless you have those tree lot dies that were available a few months ago. I'm going to have to cut him out, and that's okay. It won't take very long. So the best way to cut is to go around, like cut most of the paper off to make it easier. And then we're going to just leave a little gap between our cut and the image. Well, I went a bit close to his nose then. That's all right, though. Thankfully, if I'd gone any closer, I would have had to restamp it again. We would have been in trouble, but it's okay. All right, sorry. Just realised I'm off camera. Well, that's not much good, is it? Silly me. All right, so we're doing both. Cheryl, you'll be happy to see me using this set. I know you love this set. He's a fun little guy. He looks like he's having fun, this puppy dog. And if you sort of half stand him up, he looks like he's jumping up in the air, which looks really cute. So you can have him running along, or you can have him sort of position him up so his head is higher than his bottom, and he looks like he's jumping for joy or something. I don't know, jumping for happiness. I don't know. What do puppy dogs jump? They just jump because they just jump. They don't have a reason. They like that. And that's why we love dogs, cats, or whatever we love, because they just do what they want to do and take us along for the ride. Anyone see my Crumpet enjoying the take your pick tool yesterday? He is hilarious. He has us all laughing all the time. And nearly there. You notice when I cut, I turn the paper more than I turn the scissors, and that is the best way to get a good result. Ah, yes, well, could have been a pug. My favorite type of dog, I think, is a golden retriever. And when I grew up, I have a soft spot for Labradors, because when I was growing up on the farm, we always had Labradors. And so I'm going to show you what I mean now about, so you can have him running along like this, or you can have him sort of jumping in the air like that. Both look, it just looks different, but both look fine. Okay, and then we've got our trees for sale. So let's do that in soft suede as well. And I'm going to grab that little stamp. Here it is. So it's going to be fun for me over the next few weeks to play with some of my favorite retiring sets, so that you guys get a good look at all the things that are going to be going. And don't forget, you know, if you don't want to wait, notice there's a couple of little hairs or something on that. Let me just clean that stamp again. I'm going to redo it. Yeah, and so, and then you might say, well, how do I make money if I'm inviting people to watch my video for free? Because a lot of my people who love to watch what I do are other demonstrators, or they have their own demonstrator, or they're elsewhere. That's much better. I don't know if you can see, it stamped much better that time. Can you see that? The first time it was a bit messed up. This time I got a much better image. So, yeah. So what I do is I offer another little thing. That is, I show about 5 or 6 different cards, you know, something like that. Different ways to use whichever technique or the type of project that we're making. So last month we made easel cards. The month before we did a watercolor technique. And the whole idea is that if you don't have access to place an order and get those tutorials for free, because I send them to everyone who's placed an order, and I also send them to all my team members as well. But if you don't have access to that, you can purchase them for $20, 20 Australian dollars, which if you live somewhere else isn't very much because our dollar is rubbish. But 2 goldies, goodness me, I'd be in heaven with those little guys. Love them. We had Labradors when I grew up, like I said, and I think one of the saddest moments of my whole life was when my beautiful black Labrador that we had when I was a little girl got bitten by a snake. And she died, and I was just devastated. I was about 8 when that happened, and it was so sad. She was my best friend. I'm going to pop some edge bits of dimensionals here and pop these on. Like this. Now, before I take this moon off, I'm actually thinking, actually I'm going to lift that up a little higher. That's better. I'm actually thinking that, and I'm thinking the dog, shall we put the doggy near the sign, or shall we put the doggy, I mean, the problem is if it's a boy doggy and he's near a sign, that could be a problem, right? Then again, we've got trees in the picture, so it's going to be a problem either way for this poor little puppy. So yeah, if anyone wishes to purchase, you can purchase this month's tutorials if you wish, and you're going to get a whole bundle of them with all the measurements, instructions, everything. I don't give all the measurements in the video that I do publicly, but if you want all that sort of stuff, it's in the ones you can purchase. Yeah. All right, so that's how. Near the sign, right side, we've got a few different people saying the things. Oh, thanks, Cherie. Yeah, probably. I'll have to go see. Can he jump over the moon? Oh, yeah, goodness me. Didn't think of that. That's another great idea. All right, I'm also going to, let me see how I go with this. We do have also some cute little, these are really cute little paw prints disappearing into the snow. They're really fun. But we also have these little guys, which are little stars here. And I'm thinking, I wonder, maybe let's see if I do those in white and see how they come out. So let's see. And let's see if they work. They do kind of work. They're very light, but can you see them? Can you kind of see them appearing there? And I think they're dark enough because we don't want it to be, you know, overwhelming. If we did want them to be more outstanding, we could emboss them. But I kind of like them very muted like this. Ah, you could use your white that way. You certainly could. All right, and then we pull this off, of course. And you see like the tree looks like it's in front of the moon because we stamp the tree first. Like Sheree was saying, you have to think backwards. You stamp the tree first because you want that to be at the front. Then you do your masking, then you do your blending, your background. So that's how that works. Does that kind of make sense what we just did? So because this piece, I'm thinking I might put this on a Night of Navy piece. Oh, Starry Sky would be nice too, but it might be a little bit too bright. So I think I'll go Night of Navy. I could also go with the Mossy Meadow. That would look nice as well. Or I could just go with white. You know, I could put this on a white background to show, you know, to see what that looks like. But I just think it needs a bit more depth. So with that in mind, I'm going to cut myself a piece of Night of Navy. White ink, if you don't have white ink in your collection, please, please, please do yourself a favor and get yourself some white ink. White craft ink is one of the most useful things I have in my craft stash, along with blending brushes and sponge daubers and a few other things that I just can't live without. But white ink to me is absolutely amazing stuff. And I did do a class a few months ago with white ink. If anyone's wondering too, if you missed any of my classes, you certainly can reach out and get in touch with me, and I'm happy to. I sell the old tutorials, so most of those were $20 as well. But I also have on my blog, I have a tutorials for sale tab for the last couple of months, and the new one will be up there this week as well, at the end of the week after my live. But I've got the watercolor ones on there, and I've also got the, what was the other one? The easel cards from last month. And if you wanted to buy those, you can go in, and there's a link there to pay by PayPal. Really, really easy. Okay, I'm going to call this card done. Do we like it? I think it turned out pretty nice. It's a nice little card. The other thing you could do is we could get our white ink, and we could flick some with a water painter and flick some of that on. That would be nice as well. There's lots of different things, or there's lots of different stamps that we have that you could also make stars. This one has, if you want a bigger, but it's more like snow to me. This has got like a bigger one. The little stars we just used, I think, are fine, but they are a little hard to see, although I can see them when I turn it in the light. And I'm tempted to maybe, if I wanted to do some embossed ones. I could run over this with my embossing buddy, which would get rid of all the stick that's already there, redo the white stars, and then emboss them. I could do that. So, but I kind of like it as it is. All right. A little of the sand on the moon will make it look a bit more interesting. Yeah, maybe we could do that. There's lots of options. We do actually have a beautiful moon stamp in the, what's the name of those dies? Mountain Air stamps. Beautiful moon. That's really lovely, and that looks nice embossed as well. So if you prefer to stamp your moon rather than mask it, that's another way of doing it. Okay, there's a card. Michelle would have liked that card. I know she would have. That's the sort of card she likes, but she's not here tonight. Yeah, very welcome. I'm glad you liked it. Oh, it does look like where you live, Jean. I'm so jealous. I love, mind you, I'm not jealous really, because I also live in a beautiful part of the world. But where you live, I love that part of the world. Oregon and Washington State to me are just the most beautiful of places. They're so lovely. And I would go back tomorrow. I go back to Puget Sound anytime you ask. Just such a lovely spot. When I was there, we stayed many years ago at Port Townsend. This is Washington, of course, but Port Townsend is just beautiful over there, and went and visited the Olympic National Park, and yeah, it's so lovely. And yeah, I was lucky to go back again a few years ago when we went to Alaska. We sailed through there, and that was probably my favorite part, even though Alaska is beautiful. I just love the Pacific Northwest. All right, these are now cleaned up enough for me to pop them away. So let's do that quickly. I don't want to lose any of my stamps. Trees for sale. And then our big tree. I like how they put the stamp images inside the case now, so you can just stick it straight on. To me, it makes so much more sense. I love that. And then we've got the puppy dog over here. Whoops, I didn't clean the puppy dog. There we go. My chair's a bit squeaky tonight. Whoops. All right, so that beautiful trees for sale, don't forget it's retiring. See, Jean, when I was there in the year 2000, we went to, I think it's an obligatory thing. We went to Mount St. Helens and checked out the Johnson Observatory and that whole area. And that's such an interesting place. Oh my goodness. I found it very eerie, but very also amazing. And it's very, very beautiful. The day we were there, though, the mountain was so foggy that you couldn't actually see anything from the observatory. And so at the end, they do like a talk where you can listen to the whole story of the volcano and, you know, the people that were working there at the time. And at the end, what's meant to happen is they open the giant curtains and you're meant to see the mountain outside the curtains. And they opened up the curtains, and because it was so foggy and you couldn't see anything, there was a guy standing out there with a big picture of the mountain, holding it up so that we could all see it. Not quite the same, but I admired their attempt to try and give us a bit of authenticity, but it wasn't quite the same as the real thing. Okay, let's see. So I know I said I was maybe going to do something with the Sweet Gingerbread set, but instead what I want to do is use the framed floret set tonight. And the reason why I want to use the framed floret set is because it's also retiring, kind of. Okay, so this one, framed florets stamp set, and the matching framed florets dies are not retiring. They're going to be in the new mini catalogue, this one, that's going to be out in January. Okay, they're going to be in there. All right, I'm not allowed to show the inside yet. That's just a little rule that they have, but these will be available in there. However, at the moment, there is a whole suite with the frame fitting florets. Okay, and you can buy the whole collection, which is these two, plus another set called Framed and Festive. Let me pull that out. and which is a Christmas sentiment set. Really nice words. It's this one. Isn't that nice? Got some lovely, like, scripty, scrolly, larger words on it, which I really like. And that's in there as well. And also the gorgeous paper. This paper is divine. And last but not least, the beautiful gold adhesive back swirls. Okay, these are beautiful. Now, this is available to buy all of it. Obviously, that's only available while these guys are around, because these, the paper, the swirls, and the extra Christmas stamp set, are not going into the new catalogue. So these are going to retire. So there's no sale on them or anything like that, because they're not actually in the catalogue yet. They're an early release and a special limited time release. But just bear in mind that these two, the stamp set and the dies, are going to be in the new catalogue, but everything else isn't. Okay, you can buy these now if you want to. And then buy these later, or you can, if you prefer, buy the whole bundle. The whole bundle in Australia for all 5 items is $172.25. But if you wanted to just get the paper and maybe the swirls, I think in the US the swirls have sold out from what I heard. I saw that today. Yes, it probably did have a inside cat scan. That's one thing, I haven't allowed him to sleep on the on the stamp cleaner. I think that would not be okay, but he gets away with a lot. Absolutely. Yes, that's right. Exactly. So Jean's telling me, thanks for confirming, Jean, that Jean is telling me that the gold swirls, these have sold out in the US already. Okay, they're gone. But they have not yet sold out here in Australia. So if you love them, they are adhesive backed, and I don't know if you can see them very well. Got like a little swirly design on top. Really, really cute. Okay, so I'm expecting that they might sell out here as well, but who knows? We just never know. Our market is different. You never know what's going to happen. But the paper, oh my goodness, I love this paper. I bought a couple of packs of it because I like it so much. And let me grab it for you. And this is not a complete pack because I've already been playing with it, but it's really sweet. You've got some designs that are like all year round kind of designs, like I would use this one anytime at all. Okay, and on the back we have kind of coordinating colors, so you can see some of this balmy blue is also here in this design as well. This one, absolutely, I would use this for Christmas and have already done that. You might have seen me use, we did one, didn't we do one here on one of our lives where we did the berries in, we colored the berries in red and made it really Christmassy. I think we did that a couple of weeks ago. I definitely did a card like that anyway, and I did it at my class the other day. And the back of that one has some blushing bride little design on it, so that's kind of cute. All right, and this blue and green, and that old thing that my mother used to say, it blue and green should never be seen. That's a load of rubbish, because blue and green looks amazing together. Look at that. It's very, very nice. On the back we have the soft succulent soft design, and you'll notice that this paper follows the trend of a lot of our papers, which is you have a bolder, more busy design on one side and a softer, more all over design on the reverse. That's pretty normal. Okay, so you've got your busier design on this side and less busy on this side, although that's still pretty busy, but these are really pretty. And I did a project today with this. I did it for the latest tutorial bundle group that I'm in for the December bundle that's coming up. We're doing giftables, so basically gift ideas made with Stampin' Up products, and that's going to be a really cool little tutorial bundle that you'll be able to get your hands on next month from me. So that's really cool. And then this one, I think that could be Christmassy as well. It's like it's got little red berries on the reverse. We've got a smaller design, the polished pink. Same again. There's 2 sheets of each. Okay, then this one, the blue and the green, and on the back we've got green gingham. So that's like an evening evergreen all over design there. And is that it? I think that might be it. I think that's the last one. Yep, that's the last one. So I thought I've got some of this. I want to use a die that I haven't used yet. Okay, so I'm going to grab out. And I have a couple of pieces of paper here. Goodness me, I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Oh, it's no different, is it, to any other knife? I keep misplacing things. I don't know why, but I just do. Because that's just me. And I think you've come to understand that's just how it is. All right. So this is my piece here. And I'm actually going to put this on top of, oh, here, now I just found the pieces. See, I already cut them. Told you. I've got a piece of polished pink here. And this is going to be my base, and this is going to go on top. So let me fold this. So this is half a sheet of A4. Fold it in half again to make my card base. And I had my, really? My bone folder was only on the desk a few minutes ago because I just used it on the last card. So I don't know where that's gone, but that's like, oh, here it is. Stop looking. Goodness me. All right, so this piece here is going to fit right inside this. So I have the same amount of border all the way around. Thanks, Jean. I needed that. And then let me grab the dies. Okay, so we have, I've used this one before. We created, we did this one in silver on the berry card the other week. And then we've also used this one a couple of times. But the one I haven't used is this one. Okay, now this is a bunch of little hearts. I don't know if you can see them very well. Can you see the hearts on there? All right, now I'm just going to put it here. I'm not sure. Deciding which way I want this to go. It might have to go that way because it fits better on that way. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. Now I think this is too big to put through the mini machine. I'm going to have to get the big machine, and that's okay. Let's pop it here. And I'm going to put this through so it's kind of centered. It won't matter completely if it's not centered, and you'll see why in a minute, but I'm going to have it so it's kind of centered. And grab my top plate and roll that through. And so what I want to show you was, it took me a little while to realize this, but this doesn't actually cut out a frame. It gives me a frame of hearts. Can you see that? That's kind of cute. And then while I'm here, I'm also going to I'm also going to cut a piece of, actually I'll come through here. Oh look, it's left all the little hearts behind on here. Isn't that cute? Let me open up this a little higher so that you can see the Big Shot better. Just means it's a bit further away, but that's okay. Right, now I'm going to put this in here, and this time I'm going to use one of the other dies because the other dies do actually cut a frame. Okay, and I'm deciding how big I want this to be. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right, so I'm going to cut this one, and I may end up using this frame for another project. I don't think I'm going to use it on, I'm not going to use it on this card. Oh, oops, sorry about the noise. I'm going to roll this through. Yes, you could definitely use it for confetti, all those little hearts falling out. I'm not today, but you absolutely could. Right, so let me move that. So now I've got this frame that I've cut out that I'm not going to use on this card. I'm going to use on another card. Ta-da! But I am going to use this frame. So this frame's going to go inside here. All right, so, but before I do that, what I want to do is I want to grab some of my beautiful paper. And I've got a piece here. Find some. going to have to use the one that I just pulled out to show you because I don't have any of the one I want to use left. So the one I want is this one. I think this is really pretty. I was talking the other day and I was saying it reminds me of Laura Ashley, for those of you who remember that Laura Ashley paper. All right, so I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to start, I think I want it at about 7 centimeters, but I'll see how far. That might be too much. Let's see. I know I want it to be 13.8 long because I want it to be a little shorter than my piece. So I want that to go here. And I want this to kind of pop out the side. Does that make sense? Now, it might be nice to do just a little less. So I'm going to go down 6.5, so 0.5 centimeter less. So a little bit more of my hearts can pop out. That looks better. And see, then we're also going to have this piece is going to go over the center. So it's going to kind of have our little hearts going around. So it's kind of creating a little look of a frame there. And then we're going to have our sentiment here in the middle. Does that make sense what I'm trying to do? All right. I think that's nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down. So I'm going to use some seal for that. Sometimes I still go to say snail. We haven't had snail for, you know, a couple of years now, and I'm still saying it. It's a little bit like I still say orchid opulence instead of orchid oasis, for anyone who remembers that color. All right. And then this piece here is going to end up in the middle, but we first of all need to do something with it. I'm going to work out which... I could also go this way too. I could have it going across, like I could have it landscape. That would also look quite nice, but I think I do prefer it going sideways. And I think I might use this Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday because that's a really nice stamp and it's going to fit really nicely onto my oval. So let's do that. And I'm going to use Polish Pink ink, which rhymes and sounds really fun to say. You still have a snail. Yeah, I ended up, I think I got rid of my very last refill not very long ago. I still had a few left. Now I'm putting this a little higher, not right in the middle, because I want to put some other bits and pieces down the bottom here. So this is going to go here. And then on our paper, remember the paper that we looked at first? This one. We've got some really, really pretty little bits and pieces. So you could fussy cut any of these out by hand. I really like this one, the one with the single flower. I think that's really nice, and that one too. But we actually have a die that will cut out this one or this one. It cuts out these shapes. So I'm actually going to, will I have the darker pink? Yes, I think I will. So I'm going to cut around that. Just really roughly. And then I'm going to get my dies. And we're going to pop this. See, Katrina, if you're watching, the dies do match some of these. They don't, not all of them, but it's nice that there are some that cut out of the paper, which is always good. Here are these. So let me pop this in. And the bottom plate. And because these are much smaller than the last one I used, I can go back to my mini, which is much easier to use on the desk here. So for anyone who's wondering why would I want a mini and a normal cut and emboss, because the mini is more portable for me. It's easier for me to travel with. It's much lighter and takes up less room. And on my desk, it takes up less room as well. However, I use my big one as the workhorse for when I have a lot of cutting to do. Okay, if I need to, how nice that is. If I need to do a lot of cutting, you know, I'm doing a big class or something like that, you know, that's when I'm going to pull out the, big one. All right, so let me have a look and see how this is looking. Deciding which way this should go. That's looking really pretty. Don't you think that looks nice? All right, let's pop some dimensionals behind here because everything looks better with dimensionals, right? I'm trying to find a new sheet of dimensionals because I just used some up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm really glad I used the one with the hearts tonight because, like I said, I haven't used that one before. So it was a bit of fun. And I'm putting it kind of here so I have the same amount of distance all the way around. Whoops. A little mark there. And I'm going to be putting this around about here. So I'm going to pop that on dimensionals as well because I just love dimensionals, really. I'm not going to put any down the bottom. So that's sort of going to sit like that. Okay. And then I feel like it needs something here. So where is my published pink ribbon, which is the same pink as what's in these flowers? Or you could add white ribbon. That would be nice as well. Would be a good look. But I'm just going to fiddle around with this bow until it looks the way I want it to look. I only want a small bow. And pull it nice and tight. All right, just like it's going to end up like that. Now I was complaining to my husband, he said these poor old ribbon scissors are so blunt that I need desperately to give them a good sharpen. There we go. And we're going to glue dot that on. So what do we think? Do we like this card? It's sort of very simple, but coming together really nicely. And I'm showing it to you because this is another set that's going to come to an end come January. Not the stamp set, not the dies, but the paper. Not quite the right place for this. Doesn't look quite right. Nope. I'm going to fiddle around until I find the right place for it. That's better. There we go. That's better. All right. So on the back here, I'm going to, you could use Tombow or Seal. I like both. Tombow is probably my favorite for putting a card base on, simply because you can wriggle it into position while it's wet. But I'm just going to hope that I can put this on nice and straight. And we do still need some bling. So, of course, I'm going to use those gold adhesive back swirls, the ones that I sadly found out have gone altogether in the US, but here in Australia you can still get them. So my suggestion is, if you like them, that you grab them while you can. And where did I put those? Oh, here they are, hiding. So best thing to do is to use like a pokey tool or the point of a pair of scissors, pick them up off the sheet so you grab the adhesive as well. And we're going to add just a few, 3 or 5. They say odd numbers are the best when it comes to embellishments. For whatever reason, odd numbers look better than even. It's just a fairly well-known design principle. There we go. There we go. We have a finished card. What do we think? Do you like it? Of course you can, Elizabeth. Completely fine. I just ask if people are copying my cards and posting them wherever, that they give me the credit for it, but I'm very happy. It's a real compliment when people ask if they can case your work. So that's pretty cool. Right, so what did I do with the other cards? So I can put both out on the desk to show you. Here it is. There we go. There are our cards tonight. 2 completely different cards. Couldn't be more different if they tried, but I'm really happy with those. And I hope you like them too. So I'm hoping that I'm going to see some of you next Saturday afternoon for the craft along. Even if you don't have the supplies, you're welcome to watch, or if you have your own supplies, you're very welcome to grab out what you have. And let's see how we go. But these are our cards tonight. I really love both. I can't decide which one I like the best because they're so different. But I'll post them over the next couple of days on my social media channels, and I'm sure you'll see them floating around. You're very welcome, and have a fantastic week. Yep, see you next Friday night for the craft for my normal Friday night live, and then Saturday afternoon for the craft along. And we're going to do some fun with masking techniques. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic week ahead, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.